She was like, glad I'm on this table, not that one.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a fun event.
That's baby. It was a good time. Shouts Cardfest. Thanks to everybody who came and said hello to any of us. This time next year, it'll be these two on a microphone. So you'll be
January.
Well, no, you'll be announced presumably by then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Whoa.
You'd think, right? On the 15th of December.
As much as I like casting, okay, and I like casting the regionals that I don't attend.
And if they email you, your ass is not saying no. Shut up. That's crazy.
And if it does,
listen. Marcio is a content yapper, but I'm not even gonna let him have that one. That's crazy.
No, that is
true. You get an email from Mr. Bandai, you're putting a tie on.
You get an email from Mr. Bandai. Emily's like losing your deck on purpose.
That is true.
She's gonna be a paid agent.
This is the goal, right? This is the goal.
Speaking of losing decks, gentlemen, I've lost all of my Digimon cards. And I lost them all. Something happened at the Amsterdam airport. They're all missing. And I've been looking for something to do for the holidays because I'm like a little bit like down on my card games. I would love to, but
we have no more events.
Somebody came by and they were like, "Oh man, sorry about all your missing Digimon cards. Here's a cool sticker of Bushi Agumon." And I was like, "Thanks, but I'd like my cards back. Is there anything you can do to give me some cards to play with for the holidays?" And I texted Andrew Marcio chat. And I was like, "Guys, all my cards are gone. What do we do?" And then we got a third thing that makes the segue seem good.
Yeah. So it was, we hinted it was in the tweet. If you saw the tweet, follow us on Twitter.
Damn, I hit that at 8:00 on the dot, by the way. How professional.
That was clean. It was super clean. I immediately picked up what you were putting down. I'm going to be picking up a really, really big box. Big thank you to the gang over at Elestrals because this episode is not sponsored. I just want to make that very clear. But
That's a FTC crime.
Yeah, this is in part thanks to the peeps over at Elestrals. They reached out. And now we're going to be trying a little bit of Elestrals content on the channel. Obviously, Digimon's still going to be our main focus. But Misplay for Game, we've always kind of been like, hey, we're technically a TCG podcast. We just all play Digimon. So, I'll be doing a little bit of Elestrals stuff as well. They sent me some really cool stuff. I have not been able to play the game yet, and I have been kind of like loosely following it. It's a TCG content creator led team, like a team that have been like growing and putting out content. People have been really enjoying the game. Marcio was super hyped about this and has already done the Black Friday stuff.
So let me catch everybody up, okay? Here's the thing about Elestrals, right?
Talk to him, K Beads.
Here's the thing about Elestrals, right? Elestrals is really cool. Mostly because I don't think like anybody is like, I'm quitting all my games and like playing Elestrals or whatever. Elestrals is like really cool for like, I wouldn't say like a side game, but like for its own game, right? We're not like quitting Digimon and like becoming Elestrals content. It's just like Elestrals. It's just like another game that I've recently started really enjoying. Okay. It's not like I'm quitting Digimon and I'm quitting Yu-Gi-Oh and I'm whatever. No.
I'm moving to the mountains.
The game is really good as like a thing to play because like in my house, sometimes it's like, why do I want to play Digimon with the people that I live with? We're just going to like run like different matchups and go, yeah, that matchup sucks. That matchup sucks. That matchup sucks. But as like an almost board game style experience, that I'm been playing some Elestrals. Okay. We got sent stuff. I placed an order, but it's not here yet, but I've been watching like a ton of stuff. So I'll be able to give people the quick rundown. And when Andrew got the email, I was like, you are going to say yes? Oh my God, yes, please. I just need Elestrals. Okay, I just need Elestrals, guys.
Yeah, so they sent us a full box. I'm not sure what the full term is for if it's like the full collector's box, but I have
they sent
a lot of stuff.
Creator Clash, I think. Yes, it's called like a Clash box or something.
2 starter decks came with this one.
That's funny.
Yeah, are these the ones that you also picked up?
Yes, funnily enough, me and Emily picked those up as well. There's a couple of
Mr. Streamer. Hey, you want to hook your buddy up?
Yes, sir. I do want to hook a buddy up because I know you had your eyes on a particular critter that me and Tom
I love a dinosaur, Andrew.
Everybody lock in because this is sick. Okay.
Yeah. So Jade opened this because I sent the picture with banana for scale and the boys were like, "Yo, this box is crazy." Jade did not know about the box, so she was like, "What did this asshole buy?" And thankfully, I did not. But she opened it, so I got to see a little bit of what was inside, which is the big box, which also comes with 2 full hefty sets of
Oh, you got
Daybreak.
2
along-
Daybreak boxes?
Yeah, 2 Daybreak boxes, and
Oh,
then we
brother.
have 4 of the blister packs. No, 5. No, 4.
What are
4 of the
these?
blister packs for the new set as well.
Okay.
But also the coolest thing,
Did he send you a plush?
I now have
Yes, you got
a new
Yes, I know.
addition to my officially licensed goofy looking mascot collection. The Nahobino from the SMT5 is somewhere in a room, but this guy, I don't think he's supposed to be this flat. But if he is, he was designed perfectly. And if he wasn't, you know, evolution is a wonderful thing, and I think being designed to be flat is, you know, good for the health of my heart. So I would kill everyone in this room if something bad happened to Sundial. And
He's the goat.
he is in the starter deck. So you'll be seeing some starter deck content plus the stuff that is pulled from this. I don't know if I'm going to do an
Our
unboxing.
Our
Stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited because obviously some people have seen that I've done some other like content with other card games. They don't always perform as well, and I was very upfront with them about it, and they've been really, really cool about this, like really transparent, like no strings attached. I'm going to give Elestrals a fair shot coming into this one as someone that has played actually a reasonable range of card games, but Digimon's the only one that I've actually, not true. Digimon and Vanguard are the only ones I've taken super seriously. So I'm really excited to just try something new and be trying it with friends that are all getting into it as something new and kind of seeing if this is like a new passion that kind of comes up. Obviously it being a new IP is, you know, a really, really interesting position to be in because it takes a while. Like Yu-Gi-Oh is Yu-Gi-Oh, so they can make 3 million OCs and they get away with it. If you're not backed by, like, Bandai is a great example. If you don't have an IP that like carries, you're in trouble. Like Battle Spirits does well in Asia because Battle Spirits has an anime. Battle Spirits Saga is like, you know, deader than dead.
It's getting there.
Yeah, it's doing something. It like we joked about at the Bandai Card Fest on the main stage, they had 2 long banners for the new Dragon Ball game and for One Piece, and then they had 2 titchy banners for the old Dragon Ball game and Digimon. And we're like, just indicative of how Digimon was. Battle Spirits was a banner off to the side that was on the floor.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you make up your own OC. So I'm really excited. I mean, the designs are really, really strong for this one. I love Legally Distinct Solgaleo. He's my goat.
We out here, we like an indie developer as well. So it's cool to see indie games taking hold in card games. Elestrals has a lot of fans. So
yeah, we're really excited to give it a go.
Let me give you the quick rundown. Right? So everybody know A-Drive?
Yes, sir.
I don't, not personally.
Streamer,
not personally.
YouTuber,
yeah, I'm in a chat with him. Yeah,
he seems a good fella.
Yeah. So A-Drive.
Does a lot of charity.
So for context, everybody lock in, by the way, okay? Everybody lock in because I'm really excited about Elestrals. Okay, I love Elestrals. Like it's like my new obsession. I almost like threw my Nats testing just to play Elestrals.
Yeah, we had to leave this at home. This arrived before we went to Utrecht, and I had to message the group. It's like I'm not bringing it because I know we're going to all scrub out if I bring it to the hotel.
Okay, so you guys know Maximilian Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we go way back.
Okay, you know, like the guy with the eye and he like makes the cards?
Yeah.
A-Drive is basically Maximilian Pegasus, okay? He shows up to tournaments with stuff that's unreleased, never takes people's prizing away because he knows he's just doing it for like promotion and to like get people excited. But he pulls up to tournaments and he's like, yo, check out these new cards. He bodies people with new stuff and then leaves, okay? He's the guy.
That's sick.
You know in FTC where they do thug finals and after you beat grands and then like one of the tournament organizers just walks in, he's like, no, I need more testing data. He's just watching people.
So the other thing, right? Because there's no like sponsorship or whatever, I'm going to be like honest about like the game because there's things that I really, really like and there's only like a few things that I don't super like. For the gameplay loop, so for people that don't know how the game plays out, pretend that it's primarily like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, like summon a guy, set some back row, punch the opponent's guy, okay? It's majority of the game is played like that.
Awesome, dude.
But it does the thing that people always talk about, which is like, man, Yu-Gi-Oh! Such bullshit combo game, combo, my opponent doesn't get to play, I win the game. Not in Elestrals. In Elestrals, you have a resource which stops all the stinky combo decks from just like comboing all over the place, okay? And that's your spirit deck. For people that have played Force of Will or Magic the Gathering, the easiest way to describe a spirit deck is like your lands, but they exist in a separate deck.
It's closer to charge in Buddy Fight then, probably.
Yeah, if you've played Force of Will, it's literally also just like the mana stones from Force of Will. It's like
Cool.
separate resource that exists in its own deck, so it doesn't clog up your opening hand or whatever. And every action that you take will cost you cards in your spirit deck. Now you might be like, okay, how do I win? Are there life points? There's no life points. Basically, you want to get your opponent in a position where they can no longer have like they can no longer spend their spirit deck. So effectively, you run them out of cards in their spirit deck. So if the spirit deck goes to 0 and they can't take a single action, you basically like win the game. That's kind of like how you want to think about the game. Is like I'm summoning guys, I'm playing back row, I'm playing spells. They will have like their actual correspondent name, which we can talk about. But yeah, and then you like punch over the opponent's guys, and then the opponent will like activate their back row or whatever, and then eventually there'll just be like a point where like neither player can like pay for cards, and if you have spirit decks, a spirit cards in your spirit deck, and the opponent doesn't, then you win.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude.
Also, game time is around about.
Use your whole.
I was gonna say game time is around about 15 minutes as well. So like some games can be super long and grindy, but like a 15-minute turnaround on games does mean that you can get some pretty quick sprints. Obviously, I don't know if the tournament format is best of 3 or if it's best of 1.
It's best of 3.
Best of 3, yeah. So that's still like a 45-minute round, something that you're used. If you go to like a lot of locals or things like that, a 45-minute kind of like timer. Be expecting. It's very. You're not expected to be going the long game. Obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh is known for some of its questionable tiebreakers. Hopefully, in most instances, your games won't be going that long, even on like slower decks. So I'm really excited to do this. The fact they've already got organized play as a thing that you can do is really, really solid. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to this.
Right now, most of the organized tournament play is through like the sort of like Elestrals, like not Discord, but like it's not like there's like super majors or anything like that. It's basically like there's like big tournaments at some point throughout the month, and it's right now mostly like webcam. There are locals that like support Elestrals, and there are tournaments for Elestrals like in person, but most of the major tournaments are done through webcam play. So if you're familiar with, if you've played Digimon, you've played webcam games.
Yeah.
The other thing is that on the Elestrals YouTube, you'll see that there's something called the Elestriad. And basically what that is something that I want us to be on the next one because it's very, very cool. And A-Drive basically gets all of like the content creators that play Elestrals and gets them to play in a tournament. The winner gets immortalized in the game. So shoutouts to Distant Coder. He was the winner of Elestriad Season 1 and Season 3. He's a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. But he has a card in the game. In the game of Elestrals, there's a card called Distant Coder, and A-Drive also has one.
That's really sick.
That's peak.
So if you win, you get immortalized. Although because Coder won the first one and he won in Season 3, he's getting something else instead. So he's getting, I think, an artifact rune, which is for all intents and purposes an equip spell or like a tool from Pokemon.
Badass.
Yeah, that's really sick. He's just going to get the sweep and just have one of every card type for him.
Maybe.
We're sending you as our rep, unless I'm low-key nice at this game. But we're probably sending you in as like the misplay for game rep.
Sure. Ask questions about Elestrals and then I can tell you like more about it. I don't.
What's the deal with the types? Because I know there's like spirits. Like, sure. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. When we talked about doing this, and I learned, I've been keeping up with the development because like I believe in indie card games. I think it's important. And then the first thing that I was shown was that basically every mana color has like a little goober, and one of them is a dinosaur. So I was just like, well, I guess I'm playing a lightning.
Okay, I can explain. So basically, in Elestrals, you have types or colors. If you've played Pokemon, Magic, whatever. Same thing with Digimon, colors, types. So that still applies. So you have water, frost, lightning, earth, fire.
There's wind as well.
Wind, and then there's the 2 chaos attributes, if you want to think about it, light and dark, moon and solar. They are more recent, and as a result, like if you've noticed, Daybreak is sort of like a big shield campaign for Solar, and then coming soon, Moonrise. I think it comes out next year, very early January. It'll be Moonfall or something. I think that's what the set is called. I should open a second tab.
But I dig a lot of the creature guys. Like I like the there's like a card page where you can like just look at the characters and be like, oh wow, look at all this. And there's like the whole Elestrals page.
Yeah. So
big fan. There's some good ones on here.
Basically,
Imperial is cool. I like that one.
Sorry, it's Moonrise and Daybreak. That's the sets.
Okay.
Okay, so as someone was saying about the like guys on effectively your lands are all of like the same name. So like every a good example is every water rune is called Leviathan, right? So all of your waters, they're Leviathans. That's just the name. It's like instead of it being, I don't know, they just basically put a Pikachu on your energy card.
Love
but
it.
Every energy card will be of that name, right? But you can get different artworks of Leviathan. So every set that comes out, you'll get like a different artwork. So you can mix and match, you can pick up the newest one or whatever. That's just basically like adding a Funko Pop to your land.
Love that.
For card types,
DM me Zaptor fan art right now.
Yeah, Zaptor is like the electric guy. Now, for card types, it's pretty simple. You have your creatures or your Elestrals. You have your runes, which are effectively your like spells, and then there's counter runes, which are closer to like trap cards in Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm going to use a lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh terminology just because like majority of like the content creators are also like Yu-Gi-Oh people, so people kind of have started adapting like a lot of the keywords and stuff just to kind of
familiarize them.
Yeah, exactly. So you have your Elestrals, you have your runes, you have artifacts, which are effectively spell cards, equip cards, tools, or whatever from Pokemon. And then you also have the divine runes, okay? So a divine rune is basically closer to almost like a commander type beat, okay? It's like your deck's like guy, your deck master or whatever, almost. The way they work is that they basically like you put them on the board and they take the space in the back row, and then they will provide you like an effect. So an earth deck will typically play, they all also have like, they're all based off of mythology, like Greek mythology. That's the thing about Elestrals, it's like it takes heavy inspiration from mythologies. So for example, in case of Tom's electric deck or Thunder, you have like Zaptor, that's like your spirits, and then Zeus will be your divine rune.
That's sick.
And then like Zeus has an effect that.
Wait, is there an Apollo for the Sun deck?
Yes.
Apollo y'all, I'll see you guys later. I'm doing this now.
Apollo is like the sun guy. Poseidon, I think Andrew will fuck with Poseidon. He's like the water guy. And they're just basically like your deck masters, almost like they provide you with like different kinds of buffs and contribute to the play style. Right now, Elestrals is going through sort of like its growing pains in a sense where it's early card games. So like the most efficient bang for your buck cards are what make up majority of decks, combined with like the best sort of like back row in the game. So if you know like Bottomless Trap Hole from Yu-Gi-Oh, that's one of the one-to-ones in the game. Like if the opponent like summons something, you can like get rid of it. They have effectively a not hand trap, but like closer to like a Fiendish Chain, or just like a targeted like negate card. It's just like the opponent attempts to do something, you activate Gorgon's Gaze, and then you like negate it. That's like another pretty powerful rune.
Closer to Solemn, right?
Yes, almost pretty. Yes, but in the sense that like you're not destroying the card, you're just negating the effect.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Gorgon's Gaze doesn't destroy. And then there's a Shield of Achilles. That's another pretty popular one, closer to like a compulsory evacuation device. Just get rid of the guy and put it in the opponent's hand. But you have to spend extra based on like that guy's like stats. So the bigger the guy, the more of your own resource you have to spend.
Okay, that's cool.
So these cards will basically like make up the bulk of your like defensive lineup, depending on like how leaning you are in terms of combo versus like control or like aggro or whatever you'll play more or less.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty normal, honestly, for early games to kind of devolve into good stuff piles with like whatever your flavor of top end is. But I mean,
pretty much
early card games are sick for that reason as well.
Exactly. So there are so how do I describe this? So just like Digimon, some of your Elestrals can evolve or ascend, as we call it.
Hell yeah.
So, for example, in the Stardex that Andrew got, the Chronodile one, that is what we call an ascension line, or like a
Is
line,
he a sun type?
He's sun and water. He's solar and water. But
You're okay.
he's
okay.
primarily water with a splash of solar. And he's basically like almost like a towers. His whole thing is that he's like an untargetable big asshole. He like sits on the board and he's like your win con.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
You
he's
are
gonna, like-
describing he's Fanglong?
Kind of like Fanglong, yes. But there's outs. So
I'm
like,
here.
right now, a lot of people are gravitating towards like efficient removal decks or whatever. Chronodile gets to exist as like one of the few decks that is like more combo leaning with the end goal of like, okay, here's my boss monster. Like I kind of win the game.
That's sick. Oh, dude.
All the starter decks are based off of a sort of like ascension line with like some generic tools. There are starter deck exclusives, not so much in the more recent ones, but in the first batch of starter decks, there were cards, especially the back row, that you could only really pull from the starter decks. So like for people that, like to buy starter decks as an entry point, Elestrals is perfect because you get rewarded with like staples.
And it's cool that they do have so many different product types. Obviously, we got the 2 starter decks, and then what I did call blisters. There's no I don't see an official thing for like specifically what these are, but there's also like you can get
loose packs.
Like some like smaller packs that just have like 3 starter cards and like some bonus things. So if you
you get any Shattered Stars?
Yes, that's
okay. Yeah. So Shattered Stars is almost Adrian.
There's a monkey.
Yeah, that's the guy for solar. Yeah,
wait,
I know.
Is he Wukong?
That's sick.
Is
basically kind of like Wukong.
Listen,
you're gonna
guys,
love this.
I'm lightning, I'm sun, and I'm fire. You're gonna maybe love this. Sun, lightning, fire. I'm just
derailing all over the place. But Solar's gimmick is basically.
We're supposed to be opening some of this, Marcio.
we will. Solar's gimmick is basically scrying. Like, you just like look at the top X and then you profit off of that. So Apollo's thing is that like he scries and then gets a 1-cost solar. Some of your cards, especially in the starter deck, have the effect that if they're scryed, you get to special ascend. So like one of your guys is on the field chilling, and then if you like scry off the top and you like gotcha.
Let's go gambling. Digimon.
Yeah. If you gotcha into the right one, you just get to like effectively special summon or like play out for free. That's like Solar's thing.
Yes, dude. Okay, yeah. Sorry,
Solar's. That's like Solar's thing. As I was saying, so Shattered Stars, the best way to think about it so people don't get confused and like they go on the shop, you can get it as like a subscription service where A-Drive will monthly send to your doorstep packs. And these packs are a collection of alt arts. So like the best of like that month, or depending on the theme, they will all be alt arts. So they'll just take like the good cards and turn them into alt arts, and that's what Shattered Stars is.
Yeah, so my one is for August 2024. My one is the solo one with 3 7-card booster packs, 1 surprise sticker, and an additional promo card. So
yes,
you have a bunch of these alt art solar cards. No, I'm messing with you.
Yeah, I mean,
basically, they're doing it so like this upcoming month, I think, of December is based on it's also based on different astrology, so like it'll basically follow the astrology calendar. So that's cool. I don't know, Capricorn or fucking Taurus or whatever the one is that December. I think it's Sagittarius or something. It might be, it might not be.
You can tell where Marcio's general nerd knowledge runs out, and it's like normal people nerd stuff. He's like, that's a god or something, a star maybe.
Yeah, I don't know about Shattered Stars. I'm not gonna about like constellations. Yes, okay. Shattered Stars for this month is Sagittarius, so that's basically like all of the Earth cards are getting like rarity bumps. So Shattered Stars is just cool because you can get as a subscription, so every month you just get a few, and the cards are pretty. They're just like they base. Okay, this is like my one gripe with the game. Base art Elestrals is fine. Okay,
like there's a kangaroo. Sorry,
there's a bunch of guys. Base art Elestrals, when Andrew like actually goes through the product and he'll give us like the overview and whatever. Base art is okay, but the alt arts, they're very pretty. Like you get like constellation rares, which look sick. There's like obviously just like general rarity upgrades. The alt arts just will look better. That's basically it. So this is important for exactly the fact that like you wanted to play like Zeus and stuff. So there was a recent ban list, and I could tell you about like the intricacies of the ban list and how this impacts the metagame, blah blah blah. Even though I don't play on a competitive level, I got into the game and release it very recently. I can just kind of like translate more or less. So with the new ban list, they basically are trying to tone down the power of like generics, because most decks will play like Thunder, as an example, has the best card in the game called Ash Rabbit. Everybody talks about Ash Rabbit. And Ash Rabbit, if you've played Yu-Gi-Oh, is Pot of Duality on a body.
Huh?
Okay? Yeah, you just like summon
awesome.
Ash Rabbit, look at top 3, add 1. Okay? And like the game kind of revolves around Ash Rabbit. That card is still in the game. But there's a bunch of these guys that are kind of like that are like immediately impactful cards. So they hit a bunch of those. And they also hit a card that searches Divine Runes, and it searches them generically. What they're trying to do is get you to play cards that search your like Divine Rune archetypally as opposed to generically. So then decks get to be more focused on like, oh, I'm playing a water deck, I'm going to play the water tools, as opposed to I'm playing a hodgepodge of what's currently the best. That's kind of like what you need to take away from the current Elestrals ban list. But temporarily, Zeus and Demeter, two of the Divine Runes, Earth and Thunder, since they have been the best Divine Runes since the game came out, are limited to 1 up until
I'm a high tier.
Up until Moonrise comes out. Then they'll go back to 3. This is just sort of like an experimental ban list. Like the cards are temporarily on the ban list, so then when things like come out and get settled again, people can go back to cooking.
That's really fair.
Andrew, I cannot wait another moment. Make cardboard appear on your camera, please.
All right, yeah. So I've opened the Shattered Stars because I'm not gonna do like too much of like the main product opening. We might save that for a separate video. Maybe I will get bored on a weekday. But I'll open the 3 Shattered Stars, especially because Marcio said that like the alts go crazy. But like my Chronodial, this is the least camera friendly card of all time.
You got an alt Chronodial already?
Yeah.
You get like a stone tablet. Is it the stone tablet one?
Yeah, it's the stone tablet.
That looks so cool.
Yeah, yes. Let me switch to the.
I'll take that off.
Oh, you want this? You want this?
Yeah, I mean, you're playing.
Get in line.
So. Yeah, this looks crazy. So yeah, the
you have the Top Shot for product opening stuff set up?
No, I don't. I wish.
Unfortunate.
Then I have my little sticker, which is
Peak.
Yeah, kind of
dinosaur. A lot of good dinosaurs today.
I also will say the shadow like the plastic they're using for this, hella sturdy. Like it feels good. It like Digimon has a very distinct pack feel. This is a different kind of pack feel. I haven't opened any other card games. That's not true. Universe's card stock. I mean, they're not giving me stuff anymore. The Universe's card stock was kind of weird, but everything here is weighty. So we got the man on the box.
Yes. So that what's his name? I forgot his name.
Luminape.
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 Luminape is like your Pikachu energy, basically.
So he Andrew's pulling like a foil Pokemon energy right now.
Yes, that is a Pokemon energy for all intents and purposes.
That's so sick.
Then we got the goat Sundial. My camera has decided it really actually wants to focus on me. So you will get a Sundial
in your starter deck, which you can immediately rarity upgrade Andrew.
That's awesome. So wait, is this deck? Is the game like what's the most you can play of a card?
You can play 3 copies of a card.
Got it.
There we go.
Now Solar card, yeah, very good. Soul Bell. So this is one of the ones that when you reveal it off of a gacha, you get to
go special ascend Soul Bell.
Yeah. So ascending is like the act of like summoning.
Calf Melt, I love that. Oh, dude, this is sick.
So as Andrew is showing different like Elestrals cards, there's a bigger emphasis on like recovery. One of the game's like most powerful cards and probably one of the game's best cards. That is Raster. One of the game's best cards is called Ambrosia, which is just basically you pay 1 to recover 3. And basically games will be heavily favored towards like who sees their Ambrosias and times them
like
well.
a hollow foil pattern too.
Yeah, this is sick.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
dude, this is dangerous information. I'm going to NA in like 8 hours.
So the other thing about the game, right, is that like there's no restrictions on your colors. You could play any amount of cards in your deck of different colors. You just have to facilitate them by playing the energies for it. So often people will run like a small electric splash in their decks for extra consistency, since electric has some of the better early game plays. So it's not uncommon for people to play like a water deck that will play like, I don't know, like 5 electric energy, okay?
Sure.
Typically, the more you spread it out, because like it's not like you're drawing the energy, you just have access to it at any point. So you just kind of have to manage it, and there's usually like an almost correct amount for each one, and people just call it boy math for like accounting for the right amount of spirits for your spirit deck.
I have a feeling this is the same.
Yeah,
Whoa,
the Shadow
no, I was
Stars.
wrong.
So that's the Altar Apollo.
That's awesome.
So if Apollo like lets you scry stuff and then like take 1-cost solos, I think, if I remember correctly.
It's so sick that they made the whole deck a funny gotcha moment. That's so cool.
But yeah, mostly in Shadow Stars, like you're getting like most of the same stuff and then like a couple like hits. And they're like the game. I don't think the game was like particularly expensive. It has like it's pretty well priced. I would say it's very well priced.
Okay, it's the same.
It's also on TCG Player. I went recently on TCG Player.
Lustragon.
So pause the card right there. Right, hold right. So if you look at the card, it's pretty easy to tell like what it does in terms of like
7 sword and 6 shield.
Right, combat basically works almost 1-for-1 with like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like defense beats attack, and then attack. Yeah. Sorry, like attack, whatever the biggest number is, that'll be like the favorable outcome, and then like you can crash into things, you can beat over things. The other thing is that it has like a 2-cost solar. That doesn't mean you can just like pay 2 to summon it. It means that it's almost like a tribute summon, right? Because like you need to have something on the board to then stick around for you to then effectively like ascend into the Lustragon, and then put like another solar. And then there's a bunch of other keywords which I could explain, but there's no point overloading like information. But that's basically like the cards tell you most of the information that you need, and then it's very easy to pick it up.
Yeah, how are we doing with this one, audio listeners? The Spotify stream making a lot of sense right now.
Well, one of the things, I mean, if you watch on Spotify, you probably already watch. You probably listen on Spotify and watch the content anyway, because we were very blessed to be top 15% of video podcasts on Spotify, true. Which was pretty cool. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be doing more stuff. I hope you enjoyed the Elestrals kind of like segment. I'll do more Elestral stuff, and we'll kind of just see how it goes on the channel. It might become a mainstay. I don't really believe in splitting into 2 channels personally. So we'll kind of like.
I can't believe we waited until I'm leaving to do this. Now that I'm just gonna be thinking about making a sun monkey for like.
Well, I'm pretty sure your brother ordered.
Your brother has stuff.
Yeah, he ordered his stuff to NA. So I think you're going to be playing Elestrals in NA anyway, and then coming back with an idea of what you want from my pulls.
Yeah, sweet. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I mean,
Andrew, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, fella. I'm picking the red, yellow, and orange colors. Enjoy.
the other thing about Elestrals is like, yes, people can play it like competitively and stuff, but I think the game is really good at like letting people flex their like deck building muscles into like a sort of like win con type scenario.
Like bear deck.
Yes, the bear deck is very cool. But one of the things that I'm really excited about Elestrals is that like there's a bunch of guys that I just kind of want to like make work, if that makes sense. Like I don't care that much about like competitive Elestrals right now. I want to enjoy it for like its own card
cool
game.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, cool dudes, silly mechanics. Like I want to enjoy like the card game to start off with like in a more casual scenario.
I have just seen Phosphacel. Have you seen this? He's like Flygon. He's like he's like a lightning bug, sun lightning dragon. This is awesome.
Dude, I haven't had this much fun like looking at designs since like being Pokemon as a kid. Now I look at new Pokemon designs and go, yeah, these are cool. But like this is like one of the first times in a while where I've kind of been like, I get enough of the references to be like, yeah, this is a really cool like creature creator kind of thing. So really solid stuff there. And I mean, yeah, I'm excited to do more.
Andrew has the cards like in hand, and like the art looks like pretty good. Like,
and they credit their artists as well. So
yes, they do credit the artists. base set stuff is a little bit rougher around the edges because like the game was coming out and stuff. Most of like the more recent stuff like the art has been getting a lot better, especially anything with like alt arts, shattered stars, like those look like really nice. It's really nice eye candy.
There's a lot of serialized cards. This is cool.
Yes, so there's like a program, I forgot what it's called. Let me see if I can find
Is it collect.elestrals?
No.
It tracks your collection.
So the registry, right? That's what it is. So basically, some cards are serialized. You guys know serialized, serialized Omnimon or whatever. Some alt arts of cards will be like a finite amount, and they are serialized. And basically, what you can do is if you go on the registry, you register the number of your alt art, and it basically like legitimizes the card, so people know that like this is a legit like serial card. So if you're trading or buying or whatever, like that you're not getting scammed because like one, it's on the registry and it's like legit.
That's really, really cool.
This is awesome. Yeah, I'll see you guys in 3 weeks when I've done not enough Digimon testing and a lot more of just memorizing the names of all of the Elestrals.
But yeah, we cannot stress enough.
My brain.
We cannot stress enough. We're a trading card game podcast. Obviously, Digimon's still our main bread and butter. We will be doing Elestrals content whilst still doing Digimon stuff. Elestrals, real cool. Might get super into it. Digimon, I have 25 years of being a fan of Digimon. So like, it's never going anywhere.
Yeah, we still haven't made the Gallantmon binder video yet. So until my day is done and my cross is carried, I will be continuing to play Digimon.
And when you show up on Digital Gate Open with your Gallantmon X antibody top, who we also got to meet in person as well. Getting to see people that I've like seen their usernames or like use their services. It was so sick to like.
You're not a photo of Alphamon in real life. What the heck?
Really quick. Elestral has a special rule, and if you're from a Magic background, you'll know this, that even though there's a ban list, if you use a starter deck in its entirety, the ban list does not apply to your starter deck.
That is so cool.
So, for example, the Earth starter deck has a card called Earthquake, which is basically like target a thing, pop it, right? That card is currently at 1. The starter deck comes with 2. So as long as you're playing the Earth starter deck with no changes, you're allowed to run 2 Earthquake.
That's really funny.
It's very, very funny because the base set stuff is like incredibly powerful, and the game is like trying to move away from like its initial like set 1. Like the set 1 stuff is just so incredibly good. And despite there have been a few sets released, like a lot of like the decks are still made up of what is like base set. But the more the base set stuff gets hit, the better these starter decks are gonna get, because like eventually it'll just be like, I'm playing like X amount of like all the good cards. So who knows? Maybe there's a world that people like top an event with like just a starter deck with no changes.
That's sick. Damn, dude, I'm here for it.
But yeah, if you guys have like any more questions about Elestrals, let me know, and I can give you the rundown. But yeah, it's basically like, when you look at it, it's like the cards look like cool little goobers, Funko Pops or whatever. It plays closer to like what people remember about like the nice aspects of Yu-Gi-Oh! It has a resource system. You can flex your deck building muscles. There's like real opportunities for counterplay and like outplay. There's like almost like solidified like deck archetypes, and then there's like enough things for you to like build and create your unique decks and kind of like pick something out. Look, if it looks cool, you can kind of like build around it and like make it work. Very, very cool. Very cool.
All right. Do we want to talk about some of the new stuff that's coming up for Digimon? Because I think the last time that we did the podcast, they hadn't put Applemon and like they haven't acknowledged its existence.
I'm still grieving. Yeah, personally, I'm still going through it. Turbulent times. The monkey's paw really curled on that one. Got to go to a cool national-sized event. Got to meet a lot of cool people. Got to do a lot of great stuff. But Gotchmon exists, so my day is ruined.